And I just realized, like, the green spirits, their flavor text is a novel, man. Okay, I wanted to read it, but no, I can't be bothered. I'll Google translate them later.
Okay, I didn't actually read that.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with Autos Battler in the UK and admin Rebel Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Gacha.
Yeah, that is the meaning of life.
Hololive Dream is coming out tomorrow.
Yo. Maybe not after the day of this podcast, but like after this recording for sure. Damn, I don't have any device to play Hololive Dream such.
Not even your phone.
Yeah, my phone is it's already too full with everything in this world. Yeah. I mean, it's a Xiaomi. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure they have it on Steam. I've seen people actually playing it on the keyboard.
Oh damn! Now I don't have any excuse.
Play.
Yeah. Other than I have to finish. Yeah. Other than I have to finish Octopath Traveler before, I think in 3 weeks.
Finish what?
Octopath Traveler.
What's that?
It's a JRPG. I borrowed it from the library. I didn't know that you can borrow Switch games from the library until I came here. And then my sister just casually told me, yeah, so basically I bought a Wii because I can just borrow the games from the library. And my brain freezes. You can't borrow something that is not books from the library? Yeah. Is this library like for kids or something? Is it like a specialized private library? No. It's a public library. And my mind was blown. Because to be fair, like, I don't know if like the Indonesian library like offers that, but like the closest experience I have to like visiting a library is my school library. Like even if they started to offer media, I don't think they would offer games for obvious reasons. Well, yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity. I think like whenever I go back to Indonesia, I really need to check out the National Library and see if they actually updated their offers. This feels like a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, you know, I knew that, and then like I almost like my first time almost making a university a library membership was actually when I go to the Dusseldorf Public Library. And I found a fucking Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. Yeah, so if you don't know what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is, well, the cover is very appealing. Yeah, so that's I don't know what is the content. Might not be the RPG that I like, but at the very least, the cover was very appealing. So I was like, damn. But I don't go to Düsseldorf that often anymore. And also because I was in a German university, right? So like in our university, everything is just books. Like in the end, the time where I actually like use my library, what digital offering is more into because I needed to do my papers and I need research papers, and they do subscribe to some journals. I can just open them for free and then I can read like thousands of journals for my research. And in the end, I just use 40, which is barely enough for my thesis. And my professor was barely happy about that.
Most.
Yeah, most. But yeah, I ended up breaking because this summer was, as Ayumu mentioned, a gacha. Like 2 weeks ago, we reached like 40 degrees or something. It was excruciating. Those 2 days, I thought I was not going to survive. I was like, should I just go to like my sister's place and maybe yeah, beg her to like let me sleep in the room with the AC or something, or should I just like buy a second fan, try to make the room a little bit more manageable? And one of the solutions that I find is to mitigate it a little bit is to go to the library because they are partially air conditioned. So like it is not going to be like 20 degrees like it is in Asia, but like at the very least it's going to be like, yeah, at least it's going to be like 28. So like it's warm, but not excruciatingly warm. Yeah, it's going to be like 25, 28. So like, yeah, it's manageable. Like, okay, and then here's the problem. The library is open daily from around 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. in the evening. But of course, this is European summer. So like, this would not be a problem if I was in Southeast Asia, because in Southeast Asia, God forbid, we have any changes with our seasons. In Indonesia, in West Indonesia where I live, like without fail, the sun will set at around 5:30 p.m. with deviation of about like maybe 20 minutes. Like, at most, like at 5:50, it's going to go down. Like everything is going to be gone. Like temperature will start to fall, and everything is going to be nice. In Germany, though, for some reason, the sun refused to give up until like 10 p.m. So, and for some reason, like 7 p.m. is actually like where the sun is like, it's just totally on the top. So like it's very excruciating. Like there's no escaping because like it's kind of like right on top. So like, yeah, so there's zero shades basically. So I was like, okay, so that's fine. I just needed to like, I just needed to tank it a little bit, and I'm going to be in the subway, and everything is going to be fine. And then the second problem, on Sunday it's closed because it's Germany.
Oof.
Yeah, on Saturday it closes a little bit early at 4 p.m. Fuck. So what do I do? And then I found out that the library has a branch that is, well, maybe 15 minutes away from me. And it's an unmanned library. So yeah, as long as I have a membership, I can basically just go in. So that's okay. You basically have like an RFID chip inside your card, and then you just tap it, and then like if you're registered, then you can just go in.
Nice.
And it's open until 10 p.m. So I was like, huh.
Nice.
If the library is air conditioned, maybe this one is also air conditioned.
It's not.
It wasn't, but I paid it anyway. So, and then also like now then the next question is like, how much would it cost to join the library? Because like I think like the last time I asked in Dusseldorf, it's around 20 euro per year. So I was like, huh, will it be the same? And then I checked. So from the top, I think like if you do it monthly, you pay like 7 euro or something. If you pay 3 months, it's like 12 euro or something, or 15. And then if you do an annual membership, it's $20. So it's like, fuck it. I'll do an annual membership at that point. And then the thing that I forgot about is of course like, yeah, things in Germany, bureaucracy usually takes a lot of time. So like I forgot about that, but like fuck it, I have time on Saturday. It was 2 p.m. I was like, okay, so like, can I even make it at this point? So I just go to the library. So like, if I can't make it, fuck it, I'll figure things out. And then I just go to the information, and then like I was already like sweating because like it was like one of the hottest days. I think like it's when the temperature starts to drop, but it drops from like 41 to 39. So like that's barely a drop. Yeah. So I was like already like I was already sweating physically. Like now I'm sweating emotionally. Like, yeah, can I still make it? And then like, yeah, she just said that, yep, just go to my colleague over here, and she will explain the procedure to you. And then like, okay, so now she gave me like a papers. So like, yeah, now this is your privileges. This is the roles and privileges of like the members. So like, just read it down. The cost will be €20. Everything is paid digitally. Okay, and then I was like, okay, so now I guess like the membership might be done now, but like, what about the card? And then she just asked me like, yeah, so there are 5 different designs. You can choose this one, which is just the library logo, or this one, which has a bookshelf, and then you can choose this one, which is just generic nice art. And then there's this one, which is kind of like a carnival city, like a cartoon city carnival, which is kind of nice, not gonna lie. And then finally, there's this one that has a dragon reading a book. Fuck me. Which one do you think I chose? There's no other choice. Of course, I picked the fucking dragon. and then in the twist of fate, she just handed the card to me, and then like, yeah, so you can sign here just as a personal identification if you drop it. But like, yeah, for the most part, your data is inside, but it is not printed on the card itself, so you can just take it home like right away, and I can just borrow something right away. But I was like, okay, so I was still like feeling too hot, and I don't even feel like playing Switch right now, so like I will just do it next week. And then because it's almost 4 p.m, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the other to the one that is nearer to my home and like see the unmanned library myself. And then I was like kind of confused because I tried to tap my card and it didn't work, but turns out it was on the other side. And then also there's no sound on the lock itself, so like I wasn't sure whether it's open, but like the machine said it's open, so I just tried to push it and then like it's open. So like, okay, finally. Yeah, of course it wasn't air conditioned, but like compared to my room, yeah, it's much better still.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I do sweat a lot. I think I have like 1 pack of tissue, and I think I spent everything trying to like wipe the sweat off my off my forehead. And I think after that for like a few days, like my forehead was just very dry, and like, yeah, I can like all the dead skins are like just peeling off my forehead. It was horrible. Yeah, so that I survived like staying for another 6 hours there. I think like I go back at 9:30. That place is mostly empty, so it's still kind of nice if I need a place to work that is not home, I guess. Yeah, so that's my journey with the hottest days in Germany. And then like, of course, when you have like the hottest days, now you have to have the coldest days for summer. Relatively for summer, it was fucking cold. Like, I was outside just now because I wanted to meet with some friends. And there's in the airport, it's the drugstore. Well, that's the drugstore. What is the apothecary? It's like the more official drugstore. The pharmacy, yes. Yeah, forgot that word. Yeah, the pharmacy usually have like a...
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're just called drugs.
Yeah, drugs. Yeah.
Excuse me if you heard something, because I just realized they actually updated Hololive Dreams already.
Yo! Ayumu got the valid distraction.
Yeah. So like while you were speaking, I was just trying to download it.
Nice. Later when you are speaking, I will try to open Steam and see if they are already available.
Lomao.
So yeah, but anyway, the pharmacy. The pharmacy has like usually on their billboard, on their signboard, they have a digital clock that also has the temperature on it, and it was 19.3. It was 40 last week, mate. And then suddenly you're saying it's 19.3. What the fuck?
Yeah, Europe do be weird.
Yeah. And this is fucking July. If it's in fucking April, I am no longer surprised. Because for some reason, when it snows in April. I was like, if it snows in December, I was like, this is weird. This is not supposed to be the canon event. That should be like a canon event in 4 more months. What the fuck? What is this hex? Are they speedrunning the weather right now? But yeah, I thank God that it did not rain. My sister already offered me if I wanted to bring her umbrella, but like, I'll be fine. Thank God that it didn't rain. It's just a light sprinkle. I was very adamant that I have my umbrella inside my bag, but like the moment my sister closed her doors, because I was at her place just now. But like the moment she closed her door, I kind of like remembered that it was raining like the other day when I was bringing this particular like backpack that I was wearing. And I took out my umbrella, and of course after that I have to make sure that it is dry before I put it back. So I hung it in the front of my lobby. I haven't put it back inside my bag, so yeah, could have turned out really bad. Yeah, and then so basically now I have 3 more weeks to finish Octopath Traveler, because because the limit to borrow a Switch game in the library is 2 weeks, but you can extend the deadline by for a total of 3 times.
I see.
Yeah. Well, actually, so now if I do the second extension, it will be 6 weeks. Okay, so then I have 2 more weeks, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm already like 50%, I guess. Like, that should be fine.
I used to be able to finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a JRPG, so she'll be fine. I'm not looking to 100% it or anything, so like, I guess it should be fine. I mean, I already unlocked all of the jobs that are available. And then that's also like the fun part, right? Because like in turn-based combat, like sometimes, usually like the challenge is to kind of like manipulate the turns, right? Like with this kind of game, usually the system is like you can kind of like stun the opponent. And the strategy is then for Atelier, usually what you do is you basically just try to infinite stun your opponent until they die.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. And then in this game, unfortunately, if you stun your enemy, they are only stunned for like that turn and then like the turn after. So after that, the turn after that, regardless of their status, they would move first. And then with the harder boss, because they are alone, of course, to balance things out, they can do like 2 to 3 actions at once. I think like the harder boss is kind of like, okay, so like if you don't kill her like in certain turns, like she will gain like 1 action every time. And then like other bosses, like they can do like up to 3 to 4 actions, but she can go to I think like she can go to 6 actions. So it's like, what the fuck? Thank goodness I didn't have to do that. And also, the other big brain is like, yeah, if you can find the combo, because like you can mix and match like the jobs, right? Of course, like it is kind of limited because like every you have like 8 different characters, and they have a default job, and then you can assign them a secondary job that is one of like the other people's 8 jobs, plus like 4 extra. But like for the 4 extra, you have to fight a boss. But like I was like 1 off. And then like for the boss, so one of the bosses is like focused in magical attacks, and then the other one is physical attacks. So with the magical attacks, I can write a guide, God forbid, like, because I was from my time where you just open when you got stuck, you just open a magazine and like find some clues. And then the combo here is basically you have this class called Dancer. in which if you this combo is not unbreakable, and this combo is a setup combo. It's kind of like chaos, I guess. Like once you get the combo, like your opponent cannot do anything, but like you have to wait. It's time gated. It's a time gated combo.
I see.
Yeah, because like you first have to have a dancer, and then you have to have someone that is of a cleric class. Because cleric has this skill that is a spell that gives one character the ability to like reflect one single magic attack. And then dancer has an ultimate skill, which means you have to wait for 3 turns normally, or you have to use items to kind of like boost their BP. They call it the BP, which is boost points, not battle points in battle spirits. But basically, if you can use up to like 3 boost points to make your attack or spell stronger. But you have an ultimate skill, which is in order to use it, you have to use like 3 boost points. So the ultimate skill for dancer class is basically you can choose when you activate any skills that is a single targeting skill, it is changed to all targeting skills. Up until now, I thought the application is then you use it on your characters that has a single target skill, and then you just spread it to other people, and then you basically make it an AoE attack. So I was like, this is useful, but also like kind of like very conditional, because like you need to wait for it a lot, and then it didn't click to me because like dancer is kind of like a buffer class.
Yeah.
So like it didn't even register to me that you are supposed to use it on themselves, and then you divide the buff. And then it didn't hit onto me further that the spell that lets you reflect one attack is a single target skill. So what happened if you give that buff from the dancer to your cleric?
That's the buff pass on.
Yeah, so she can spread the buffs. And then if you boost the reflect magic, you instead of like it stacks, so you have like protection from 3 spells.
I see.
Yeah. So basically after that, I just made a combo where basically like every single character has a shield from at least 4 magic attacks. And then the boss has like a multi-targeting magic that hits 3 times. So if you don't have this combo or anything to mitigate the damage, then it fucking hurts. But you know how it can hurt even further? The reflect magic basically reflects every single damage that is being dealt. So since you have 4 characters and each of the magic will hit 3 times to each character, if the boss tries to cast this against you while your whole party has reflect on, it will hit the boss back 12 times. That's like when I didn't figure that out by myself, but like the moment it clicks when I read it, because like even when you read it, like sometimes you don't read the skill itself, so like it didn't really clicks. But like once the reflect happens and then 12 times, and then like, oh, so this is what they meant when the damage is actually matters, because like it hits for like 800 to 1,000 every time, but like the boss's hit point is like 230,000. I was like, like how that even matters? And then like you do that, and then like they cut hit for like at least like 10k every time. So like, oh, and then you don't get hit, and then you have your characters are free to just hit her. So I was like, oh, yeah. So that's like, oh yeah. And then I got like the class that is given by that mage boss, and then suddenly my main character becomes, well, she's not unbeatable, but like she has a big damage. So I was like very happy. And because of that, I got to be able to kill like the other two boss. Well, I do need to repeat a little bit, but like, yeah, I mean like nothing that is too tricky. I just needed to adjust my strategy a little bit and they die. Also because by that point I was able to progress my levels as well. So like I was able to kind of like level a little bit more naturally just by progressing the story.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah, I was like thinking about grinding, but like, nah. I mean like they purposefully for the first part of the game they gave you like 8 different storylines, which each have 4 chapters. So I guess it's kind of like, in a way, they kind of wanted to give you lore for each character. The other way is they wanted to give you a way to kind of like do the grinding a little bit more meaningfully. So you probably wouldn't be able to like level every single character like to the same level, but like at the very least you can invest on some characters and then the other ones, even if they are a little bit under level, they can still kind of perform. As long as they don't die in one hit from the boss. Yeah. So then comes the last boss. So far, my problem is like, yeah, if the boss like hits with magic attack, I am not afraid. I have the reflect trick. So like the magic attack is going to be reflected. I am not afraid. And then the other boss, he has more physical attacks, but I just blind him, do this trick and that trick, and then like, yeah, I can mitigate the damage, and then like eventually he just dies. But there's this last boss, she is a physical attacker. Like, what do I do? Damn, this is hard. And nothing that I do works. I try to blind her. It works for a while, but for the most part, she has like 6 times at once. It's like it doesn't matter. Like one of them will still matter and will still land, and then it will damage me for like a quarter to third of my health. And she will do that again like twice every time. So like, and she's also really hard to stun. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? And then I tried to do the dancer trick again. Because like my cleric has this the second job that gives her a buff that improves the physical defense and also evasion. Didn't fucking work. Blinding is also not really easy to come by. I just tried everything that I have in my arsenal. I tried, I guess, like 5 times. I tried leveling up. Doesn't work. I was like, fuck, what do I do? I opened the internet forums again, read one sentence, and she fucking died. So, here's the combo. So, I thought like I like the one thing that I kind of figured out is like that one of these characters that I also kind of like, but also I kind of like felt like she's a little bit underwhelming because most of her attacks are like a single hit, so it is not really useful to to stun the bosses. I just like her because the merchant class has this support skill that gives your other character boost points. So she just help. So I can just give it to my cleric, and then she will be able to kill the mob like much faster. So yeah, that's why I kind of like her. And then I tried to give her the dancer class because like the merchant also has this one skill that gives you 100% evasion for one attack. I was like, huh, doesn't that means if I use the dancer ultimate on herself and then I do the buff, then I can just buff my whole party and then now they can avoid every single physical attacks. And unlike in total opposite of like the magic boss, this boss only attacks with physical attacks. So, damn, big brain. I finally solved this puzzle. I can just give her the dancer class, and then I can finally solve this problem. So I did that. And then come the battle. I activate the ultimate for the dancer. So I gave the dancer class to my merchant, and then she just gave the ultimate to herself. Yes. So now I can buff my whole party. So now I should win, right? You know what? When I say that as a TCG player I cannot read, I thought that would stop in like just card games. Turns out it also seeps into RPG.
Okay.
So the wording is actually different because this particular skill called sidestep, it does not target one of your party member and that they gain like 100% evasion for one attack. It self-target. So this character avoids like the next attack. That's why the Dancer Ultimate doesn't work for sidestep. So it's like, fuck. But also like, because at that point I actually already kind of like take a pick on the guide. But like basically, the first sentence that I see is basically you use this merchant character and then you use the sidestep. So it's like, I just take that as a clue. I close it. I don't want to know too much. I already have like one clue that's already strong enough. So I kind of just figure that out. And then I was still stuck. So I was like, fuck it. I can't spend too much time on this boss. I'll just eat my pride and like read the guide again. You know what I was missing? So I killed the other 3 bosses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other advanced class, I wasn't able to kind of like figure out how it actually works. Because this is a full support class. And they're basically I mean like on the surface level, if you don't have like a special utility for it, if you just want to kill mobs, you just want to unga bunga. They are really slow. They are a setup class. And also if you want to kill boss, you kind of have to wait a lot. Because most of their skill, the only notable skill that I can remember is this thing called transfer rune. Because they are called the rune lord. So they can embed runes to your physical attacks. So after you perform a physical attack, then they will perform like one magic attack. So that's actually kind of useful to kind of like stun the enemy because then you do 2 attacks. So if the boss is like weak towards your physical attack and the magic attack that follows, then they lost like 2 shields basically. And some bosses, like when you take time to kill them, like they will gain like 9 to 12 shields. So like breaking 2 every time is already like big enough. But of course, like you do have to, and then I just realized that the runes, they can only apply to the rune lord themselves. And then they have a regular ability, not an ultimate like the dancer class, to transport their buffs. So I try to use that on my cleric, and then for some reason, I cannot transfer my reflect to other characters. So I was like, this class is trash. Well, probably not trash, but it is too complicated for what I wanted to do. So I'll just put it on the bench. Because like also like turns out like for the most part, some of the other classes, they actually like have more synergy with like the basic classes. So like you don't really have to use the advanced classes if you don't need to. Like, okay, so now I don't have any utility for this, so I'll just put it away from when I actually need it. The thing that I miss is that transfer rune is not a skill that changes a single target to all target, but it is a skill that turns self-targeting into all targeting.
Nice.
So you know where this is going?
Yeah.
You give the rune lord to your merchant, and then you just use sidestep on your whole party. Yep, after that I just pulled the boss. It took some time, but like, yep, she every single one of her attack misses, so I was just like, yep, I'll take my time. And yeah, the hardest boss in the game just dies to gaslighting. Not even that's even worse because like when the merchant character evaded the attack, she would actually like she did that a little bit more cutely, but like chichi. She was like, yeah, you're not fast enough. She was like taunting like the boss. So I was like, oh, this feels weird. Also, like now it's fucking trivial. I just like dish out everything, just poison her for good measure, and she just dies. Yeah. I guess sometimes playing card games do be translate to other games as well. Not always positively, but it does translate, I guess. Oh, good God. But yeah, now that I finished my tangents. So, Enchant the Skywind is finally out, Ayumu. But before we get to the standard meta, let's see. The Eternal is finally dominated by Nyx again for some reason. Do you have the answer, Professor?
No, not really.
Yeah. I guess people are just trying to counter one thing and the other things.
Yeah.
How meta is supposed to work. Morgan seeing some more plays though. Always nice to see. Indra is getting smaller and smaller. That is sad to see.
Share the screen.
Oh yeah, I haven't shared my screen. I forgot about that. Yeah, so basically the top meta for this for last week. Well, it's not the top meta, but like the 3 most used winning decks. Yeah, that's probably more accurate because this is just a statistical information. This is not conclusive. That is not the conclusive information. This is just which decks have more winners among like all the winner decks. So yeah,
I mean, Nyx always has the control element. So if like people can find the recipe of like just being fast, then like yeah, it's still like a really good deck.
Yeah, I think it's also because like for Nyx it's kind of like it's in fun part now because like everyone is trying to make it into like build that can go very fast, but of course because Nyx herself can kind of like gate people. If you can do it like at least halfway, then you can kind of like stop your you can kind of like mitigate your opponent from like trying to rebuild their build, and they already lost like maybe 3 to 4 lives. So it's then like okay, then can you kind of like land enough damage into Nyx before they inevitably will top deck their Ares and kill you for real? Yeah, just that. But yeah, I guess the Astral Deity is still doing well. Chaos maybe just because they want the just population problem. I guess like in bigger tournaments they still do well, but I guess they don't really wanted to play the best decks. Well, your best deck like every time, right?
Well, Chaos doesn't really have the flexibility, so it's like when people find ways to counter it, just kind of stays in that tier, I would say.
And also like we have no more Farah. We have more Farah. We have more the Yamato Takeru Castle column. Like maybe they don't win, but like the population is there enough to kind of like you want to go past that, then it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I guess Morgan also has a little bit more synergy with like let's say Helen, because you do have like more magic spirit. So like then you don't. Even if you at worst like you can still like put some of your magic spirit on your open zone, and just use it to chump block the chaos attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, like, yeah, usually if you went all in attack with chaos, then you don't have that much of decent defense. So then you need to face Morgan, which is, yeah, if you give it time, it can explode. Yeah. Would like to see more LIbraray, of course, but yeah, maybe we need to wait until the next set.
Yeah, it's too high roll at the moment.
Mm-mm.
I should try Butler Contract. It's actually disgusting.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because Ina has it in real life.
Mm-mm.
You know what's really interesting? You see that 1% Lekka right there.
Oh yeah.
I do wonder why it comes back.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I feel like lots of decks can make a comeback. It's just population problem, isn't it?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because like, yeah, you can see that there some decks actually has those actually exist in the chart, like, okay, like they might win once. Which is not enough to bring them to the chart when now, especially it's still the store championship season for Eternal. So as you can see there, we have like 103 data here, which is of course more impressive, but also standard's actually getting more traction. Because the last 2 weeks, I think we have 20, now we have 44 total data. Which is a very big improvement. And of course, we started to see the new Topaz deck and also the new Leo Comis deck starting to make an appearance. But also the Kamen Rider are not going down. But of course, on the top of all that, there's always the fish. Yeah. This is our fish appreciation post number 179. Yeah, fish is good, isn't it?
Good.
Yeah, fish is good.
Fish of friends, not food.
Exactly. That's why I don't eat fish. Just kidding. I'm Catholic. What do you think I need? I have to eat them on Friday, or what else do I eat? I mean, fish don't have souls. That's why we eat them, isn't it? Actually, no. I think like the actual like reasons because on land you're supposed to kind of as a spiritual practice, you kind of like deprive yourself a little bit of like something that is usually readily available for you. And usually the criteria of why fish is allowed while the land meats are not is because fish are generally very blunt. So it still fits to the team without like you kind of like losing the nutrition that you actually need. But of course, that's also the context on when the rules for land was invented, and I don't know if they kind of account for fish and chips. Yes. Now, sometimes I feel like, okay, yeah, this is land. I have to eat seafood. I cannot eat meat today, so I'm going to eat seafood. And then I was like, yeah, I'll go to the store and buy shrimp. And then now my bill just exploded because now I am buying seafood that I don't usually store in my fridge.
Oh god.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I will like, yeah, I guess it's still a good practice of like, because meat is so readily available anyway, right? So I guess it's still a matter of like self control. I mean, it's just 7 times in a year. I can do that. I guess. It's just a 7 days in a year. If I can't even do that, like what's that telling about me? But also that's just a personal journey. Because like there are people who do it even further and just do land every Friday. There are people who do land for the entire Easter period, basically. And then so basically because like you can, I mean, like in the end it's your personal spiritual journey, right? So like some of like the moderate ones, you basically do the land during the whole Easter period, but you do the fasting only during the Fridays. In which the Catholic fasting is also a little bit interesting for me to learn because I was born and raised in Indonesia. So before I was old enough to do the Catholic fasting, I was actually a little bit more familiar with the Islamic fasting because you see them in media. My neighbors are doing that. The people working with my parents are doing that. My teachers are doing that. So of course I don't like understand, but like I get like the surface level knowledge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. So you basically you have to do that, and then I get to like the middle school, and then I was first introduced to the Protestant version of like fasting, which is way more which is extreme in a different way. So like for the Muslims, you don't during the fasting period you really cannot ingest anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like, and Protestant usually it's also depending on like which church you are following, right? Like for my senior, his version of fasting is basically you can only drink water for the next during the fasting period. Like you cannot eat anything, you cannot drink something that is flavored. You can only drink water, and only as much as you need to. And then there's the Catholic fasting, which is comparably speaking, or at least like the version that I get to understand and kind of practice, is comparably very relaxed. Let's see. Yeah, because basically the version that I followed is basically you can only eat one full meal a day. Of course, that doesn't mean you can just do like 20 different snacking sessions. You still have to. It is Indian, spiritually speaking, it's a practice of self-moderation. So if you ended up just replacing 3 full meals with like 20 micro doses of food, then that doesn't really fix the problem, does it? So yeah. So basically, you can only eat full once, but you decide yourself. Did they accidentally have and it's not like by full meal, it doesn't mean that okay, so then I'll just eat double portion for breakfast or lunch, then it's going to be fine. No, you just eat like one single normal portion. And then you kind of decide yourself, then after that, if you wanted to eat again, your other meals are going to have to be way more modest, maybe just one bread with Nutella, and that's it. So yeah, turns out that was actually, well, I wouldn't say it's harder, but it has its own challenge. And I was like, haha, this is very relaxed. I'm going to do it every time. And then I was like, I could really use that burger right now. Of course, I can't eat burger because I'm also on land. So yeah. Also sometimes, because I was not used to eat fish, sometimes I kind of overestimate like how filling a whole fish will be. And I ate the whole fish with nothing else. And then like, this is a whole fish. This should fit me. If I eat the whole pig, I'm going to be stuffed for days. And I ate the whole fish. And in 20 minutes, I was hungry again. I wonder why. Maybe because I did not eat any carbs and fibers to complement the proteins. That is very weird. But yeah. This is not a spiritual advice, by the way. This is just my personal unsolicited story. So yeah. Hopefully one day fish will be dethroned. Well, I mean, like, we now see that if you can wall like the first 2 to 3 attacks with the Leocomes, then it's going to be really hard for the fish to kind of like break through it. So I guess you can but also like with all decks that are good against the tier 1, you still have to go through all the other guys that are trying to kill it on the top. So one of those decks might actually be more effective against you. So like, yeah, that's also why like you can tout some decks are like, yeah, this is going to be very good against the meta, but like, yeah, what it's going to do against everything else. Like, yeah, I mean, like Indian, it's just that you don't choose a deck just because it's good against the meta. Like, you need to know the risk and the, yes, as with all choices, you need to weigh the risk. Like, what is the people they're playing? Maybe it's going to be like the general top of the meta, but like, is it a meta in your place? Like, why would you play that if like everything can just jump over you? For example. Or what if they just took out Valdigaya really early and buff them by 10k or some shit, and then like now you just, yeah, you can, if you block them, you get plus 4,000. Oh yeah, very scary. Very scary against my 25k Valdigaya. Yeah. Yeah, the purple blood. What was that again? The blood. I haven't seen it for so long. I kind of forgot now. The blood trolls. Yeah. Yeah, the blood trolls actually making a comeback. Aren't you happy? Yippee. Yeah. Kind of want Yuki to do a little bit better though. I'm always clown on Gaim, but like, yeah. Like in the end, like the more usually like the simpler your deck, the easier it is to actually win with it. God damn it. And I don't know. Maybe Gaim is just more maybe we just have more zoomers, so like more people are more familiar with Gaim. Who knows? Fucking zoomers. I'm just going to claim Ryuki as a millennial core now. Because I grew up with it. Yeah. After that, of course, with the Enchanted Skywind, we just don't have all the nice cards. We already talked about everything, I suppose. And we do have the Oversecret that are also very nice. And also, I just needed to just appreciate this one last time. The Oversecret for Soldier Red. If we can get this from our packs. Oh my god, that would have felt so good, wouldn't it? I would instantly frame it. Not gonna lie. I don't have any more frames, so I have to sacrifice some cards that I already framed. But yeah, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I think this one is drawn by Yosuke Adachi. My man, that guy does the cut work. He be doing God's work, man. I think I saved the tweet so we can confirm who the artist is. Let's fact check ourselves for once. So where is it? My bookmarks. Soldier is posted by Yosuke Adachi. I was right. Yes. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Oversecret, by the way, Ayumu? Is it the white one or is it the white one?
That honestly, that kind of creeps me out.
Yeah. That's big. That's big. If I got the white one, I wouldn't mind as well. Yeah, the purple one, to be fair, it's cool. Is it Oversecret cool? I don't know, but it's very cool. But it's just a cat. That's why I'm showing it to you guys today.
Shiny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Soldier, and then yeah, of course, next set is the Diva booster. Next story, and Oh boy! Look who is here! She is very fast! She was just literally released like last week, and now she is already here! And lo and behold, she's even stronger than the actual Gin Roast, and she's a fucking rare! Well, in the end, context matters. The original Gin Roast can support the whole Red Cloud family, which is going to be bigger than the Red Stella team, I suppose. But yeah, so far, just by activation wise, although like the range of the spirits that she will be able to support is going to be smaller than the whole Red Cloud family. Level 1, 2 is basically the same effect, just that you target one Red Stella unit instead of one Red Cloud unit. It gains plus 2000 during the rest of the turn. At the start of the attack step, during your attack step, this effect cannot duplicate. When your Red Stella spirit attacks for the first time of the turn, open the top card of your deck. If that card is a Red Stella deck, add it to your hand. The rest goes to the bottom of your deck. Doesn't that sound familiar, Ayumu? Yeah, I guess you can argue that if you have multiple Gin Rows, the original one you can activate all three.
Yeah, but what are the chances of you having more than one of them?
Yeah, that's why. That's a fucking irony, isn't it? And not to mention, let's not go into her effects yet, because like her effects is like I wouldn't say like outclasses their original version per se, because also she's messing the through release. That will kind of help a lot. So you kind of have to invest like 3 costs on her. That's her only downside. But also, to summon her, instead of paying 5 costs with 2 reduction, you pay 5 costs with 3 reductions. This card is supposed to be a downgrade of an extra. Where's the fucking downgrade, man? Where? Or is there anything that I missed here because I didn't read?
I mean, it's like, I guess the downgrade is that like it cannot be true release,
Mm-mm.
and then it only gives 2k
Mm-mm.
for like the first effect.
Mm-mm.
But like that's about it, really.
Yeah.
It also limits to like the first attack, but like that's more like an upgrade than a downgrade, to be fair.
That's like
I guess technically the can stack is like a downgrade as well.
yeah.
But then again, like, you know, how many copies are you gonna actually have them on the field?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, this is. I mean, like, also the timing is just way better because, like, now you don't need the attack to hit. You just need to attack, and you just get a new card. And now, also, like, the other downside is that with the not the downside, but like the downside for the original Gin Roast is that some of your more usable magic are not really from the Red Cloud family. Yeah. But now I guess like
yeah, suppose if you're playing Diva as well, it's like it's like limited to like probably like specifically the red magics.
Mm-mm. But still, the magic that works with your deck are going to be all Red Stella.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So, supposedly, because like even we don't really need to go far, they just give us the example right beside her, which is Allurement. It's a Red Stella magic. It's also a Diva magic, by the way, because now we have to give family to everything. And then, just like Gin Roast, you open the top card of your deck. If it is a Red Stella, during this turn, all of your Red Stella spirits gains plus 2000. The card that is open goes to the top or bottom of your deck. So you can do some deck manipulation if you have Gin Roast on the field. You can also just take it with her effect later. And of course, also this is a 3 cost 2 reduction plus 2000 flash, which is in standard. That's always a good option to have. Yeah, not the. I mean, like it's a minus. It's a -1, but it's also buffing your whole field. So I guess that's still fair to have. Yeah. Will be interesting to see what Red Stella is going to focus on. But yeah, I guess like with Diva, they kind of like leads you to think that this team is going to focus on this one thing, but like each Diva will do it their own thing, but like somehow it just works together. So yeah, we'll need to see like what other Divas are they going to include, especially because as you can see in the cover of the booster, we have Arkraya coming soon as the extra. So yeah, we'll need to look forward to that. Okay, now that we are done with red, of course we are going to green. This is going to be a really quick, but this is going to be a really nostalgic. Because she is a diva from Battle Spirits entirely. Because she is Gayatri Fox. Which, if you are familiar with the Eternal format, she was one of the terror of the olden days. I think that was in 2017 or 18. Yeah, it's 17 or 18, yeah. Yeah, because we have this very strong aggro deck from green. Because for some reason they just have 7 different hands. They will aggro you to death. And they just have enough defense for that meta to kind of like just remove your whole field and just jump block everything and still have like 7 hands to attack you. And even when they kind of like ran out of spirits, their Grand Walker can attack too. And Saraswati can just refresh your spirit or herself. And even worse, that if you combo her with Gayatri Fox, the original Gayatri Fox, I mean, like when the Gayatri Fox attacks, she will give 2 cores to Saraswati, and at the end of the battle, Saraswati just removes 3 cores from herself to refresh Gayatri Fox, and the cycle continues. It's not infinite, but like you basically can use like less cores to kind of like do a lot of attacks. Yeah, but that's then of course the Diva format continues, and then Saraswati, just like Hera, Artemis, and Hera, Artemis, and Alex, she was like, "Hey, I am a goddess of music. I want to try this pop culture music business." So she just brought her avatar, the Gayatri Fox. Yeah, I'm going to produce you, and that is why she has this unique family combination. Because if you don't know how Diva works, Diva usually have 2 separate family on top of being a Diva, which is private wear or stage style. So private wear is of course the dress that they use on their daily lives, and of course and stage style is the dress that they use when they are actually performing. So the Grand Walker spirit, the Grand Siesta spirits that are related to their Grand Walkers, they have a special dress family called the Grand Style, which is supposed to replace the stage style for these spirits because they are supposed to wear dresses from the gods. But Gayatri Fox is even more special because she has the family Grand Style, but also the family Private Wear. Because of course she is the direct avatar of the goddess herself, so the nice dress is just her default dress. Yippee. But of course, to bring her to standard, she kept her team Grand Siesta, but she loses one of Ayumu's favorite team, Legend Doll, which means that and replace it by Green Wave, which makes her more in line with the current Divas for the green Divas. But that's personally for me, it's kind of like a sad moment if you appreciate like the lore on why she is a Legend Doll, because Legend Doll spirits, basically they are the same spirit with the spirit that they are inspired. Well, with other Divas they are inspired by other spirits. So like Ryoba is inspired by Shining Dragon Overray. Jinros from previous is also of course inspired by Jinros, but also they are the same person. So like if they are in the old Battle Spirits system, Jinros will have to have the family legend doll because they are the same person. So yeah, Gayatri Fox is a legend doll, which means the fox and this girl is the same entity, if you may. Yeah, but of course she has a vanilla, but she has a 3 cost 2 reduction, 2 cost 6,000 vanilla within EX symbol. That is a good thing to have in this format. Yeah, I'm talking too long for a vanilla, but are you excited, Ayumu? What are you for the return of Gayatri Fox and possibly Saraswati in some shape or form?
Yeah, we're actually expecting Saraswati as like a spirit or something like that.
Oh my god, that will be hot.
Because obviously like Lily had that.
Mm-mm.
You know.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a plausible possibility. Yeah, would be nice to see that Saraswati as a spirit, as if we haven't seen that yet. Have you been beaten to death by Saraswati as a spirit, Ayumu?
No.
Yeah, we have lost count. I think Ayumu lost his memory because she hit him with her sitar. So yeah, of course, now we are in yellow because the Diva, this Diva booster only has 4 colors, so red, green, yellow, and blue. So of course we start with yellow, and of course it's a very nice card, but also it's technically not yellow. So we have the Diva on stage. If again, some lore from Eternal, on stage is one of the first keywords that defines the Diva family. It's not from the first generation Diva, but also when Diva was kind of like becomes their own thing. It's the keyword that they use to basically like get your big spirits. So it's usually owned by your private rare spirits. You can return them to the bottom of your deck. Summon 1 spirit with stage style that has the same name, same character name, and then you draw 1. So that's a way to cheat out your big spirits. And even now, even though it has been outclassed by other effects, it's still a mainstay for some decks like Fongnina and Roseberry. So now it is kind of immortalized because, of course, going to all the sequence even. Oh no, my explanation of on stage disgusted Ayumu to the point that he sneezed so hard.
Nah.
Yeah. So of course, since even that sequence is kind of like maybe a little bit too complicated, also it kind of like breaks the balance of standard where you kind of like have to make some effort to bring your bigger spirits. So now they immortalize that keyword as a magic, the Diva on stage. Yay. Although it is a keyword salad in a way. Because of course it's a soul magic, you can use it with only your soul core if you have a yellow symbol on your field. This card belongs to all teams because now the magic has to have teams as well. Can be useful for some effects as you see. So like for example with Jinros, because she didn't specify the color, you can just take Diva on stage with this effect. And then that's the other question. If you take it with Jinros, then what's it going to do with your hand? It's a 5 cost magic. Yes, it allows you to open the top card of your deck, and then you can search for 1 Diva family spirit and 1 Diva family magic to your hand, and then the rest goes to the bottom of your deck. So even in standard, it's still a pretty nice analog to your draw magic, and you open 4, which is still a pretty big chance for you to get ahead. But it costs 5, and you don't have the reduction for it because you're playing red. Then what are you going to do with it? So the second ruling, not ruling, but like the extra effect is that when you use the soul magic effect, the symbol of all of your Diva spirit and nexuses are also treated as yellow. So then you can activate it as a soul magic regardless. Even if you don't, as long as you have a Diva spirit or nexus, if they have any symbol, it will be treated as yellow, so you fulfill the condition for the soul magic and you can use it for your soul core. So now you can kind of like see why Shinrose doesn't have a true release, because I guess they kind of like want to kind of like show you the combo that okay, you can add the on stage with Shinrose and then you can just use your soul core, because you are going to use your normal core to level her up anyway. Also, as a boost magic, it gives your spirit plus 3000. It can go down to 2 costs, so I guess that's still not too shabby. But yeah. And I see that some people are already considering them for Eternal as well, which is very nice. And I just realized that in Rias Riolu, that's actually kind of like a nice backup, because then you can just summon your Rias and then you can just spend your soul core when you don't have anything to search yet, and then you can just search for your smaller spirits. If you go second, and then you core boost 1 with Rias, and then you just summon your smaller spirits, and then you gain another counter. Beautiful. Surprisingly beautiful. And I guess like one, you know me, the other YouTuber of course is focused on collection stuff with COC12, so he was like, yeah, now you have basically with Diva on stage and all the other stuff, you basically have a mulligan without mulliganing. Yeah, what's your view of Diva on stage, Ayumu?
It's like for Eternal is like it's not that good. Because obviously you don't have a lot of Diva family magic in Eternal right now.
Yeah.
So you practically paying 2 to search for a spirit.
Yes.
So like we have to see what kind of Diva magic they will have.
Exactly.
And like upcoming to see if it's worth putting in together.
Yeah.
And the other thing is also because like most of the good Diva decks in Eternal plays with Affluent, so you don't really want to use the soul core.
Just one thing. No, just kidding. I mean now most of like the scenario where I personally see like it being good is in your first thing. So like also then the other argument is then can you get this card in your first hand? Because like I guess like if you get like the second copy, second or subsequent copy, on your or you get like your first copy on your later turns, then it's going to be like the benefit is going to be diminished real quick. So yeah. And I guess like the only other Diva magic that is currently kind of viable is Big Shot GT, which I just discovered today that actually like all the school band magic, well not all school band magic, but like the Big Shot, there's like Big Shot and the drum stick thing, like they both have the family Diva. I thought like, I don't think like at first like my instinct is kind of like the same, because like none of like my magic have the family Diva, so like how is that going to be useful? And today, of course, with everything that I learned recently, I just opened YouTube, I opened shorts, and then like of course Kageho just pointed out, so Big Shot GT has the family Diva, and I was like, oh that is not turning it into useful, but I can kind of see the niche. But again, I think like it's mostly useful for like decks that kind of like just needed that one specific starter. So like Rias Riolu, I guess. And also like again, it's kind of conditional, because if you go first, it's not going to be as useful. Because like I guess you don't really, I guess like it kind of depends on your build as well, because in the end I didn't have any reactive admin. And usually on my first turn I don't want to do my on my turn admin anyway. So like in those first turns, using the Diva on stage to get a Fugarin or a Mu might actually be a play. But again, that's on the very early turns. Like, again, like if you get it on your subsequent turns, then yeah, that's it. You are not going to open as much unless then you don't have you can win with the aggro, and you have like multiple Rias. Then I guess you can argue that you basically sacrifice your soul core, but you gain 2 cores. Then you just, if you throw your Real Leader and you just summon it, you just hardcast it, I guess. Because that's also the one thing that I always forget, that Real Leader doesn't need to have any base cards to activate their effect. And then I was like banking into my friend to just add one and like start activating her effects to so I can trap him with my purse. And then he just summoned the Real Leader manually, and I was like, oh fuck, I did not account for that and I died. I think also like that the case was that I don't know how my hand looked, but if it's just one Real Leader, I can kind of like handle it. And then like, okay, he advented one. It's like, yeah, he only have one Real Leader, so I can survive that. And then yes, of course it's a late game Rias. They have like some cores left, and it just 7 costs for reduction, 3 costs summon Real Leader. I was like, oh, oh, I'm fuck. I'm just fuck. Yeah, we'll have to see. But I guess personally, I feel like it can still have some value if your deck relies on like certain cards, certain spirits. But if you wanted it to be like an advantage engine, of course not. It's just a filter in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it is separating to the bottom, so you can draw it some ways. You can, I guess it's not, and to some extent might actually be something. We'll see. And yeah, now by the color rules, you would expect that after yellow we would be seeing blue. But no, also thanks to us recording a little bit late, we were able to see all 4 days where the Diva is introduced. And I thought, then yeah, today is supposed to be blue, isn't it? Where's my blue? It's fucking green. We're just rotating back. They forgot blue. But yeah, I guess because they wanted to push the Diva for standard, they do give them like 2 cards right away. If you don't remember what she is inspired by, you can go back to 26 RPS01, and you can remember that for the current keyword, we have this one axolotl, which is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, she is based on that. She is
Aloe Tolu.
Oh my god, that's and yeah, of course, just with her spirit counterpart, for Alotol, you can exhaust itself to increase the symbol of one of your cost 8 or higher. What was the family again? Green something?
We call it Oceanic Green.
Yeah, Oceanic Green, yeah. So you can boost your Oceanic Green symbol by 1 if they have 8 or more costs. Of course, with Diva, you don't always have a high cost. So how do you bridge that effect? So now, once per turn during your flash timing, on either player's attack step, you can pay 1 cost. And then you choose one of your green wave spirit that is in true release state. During this turn, it gains PP plus 2000. Yay. That is actually like a pretty simple, but for a 3 cost, that is actually kind of nice. You can just boost 2000 at any time for the rest of the turn.
You know what's even funnier is like people were still bitching around because they say like, why does Gaiam literally basically needs like awaken? two boots 3,000, and here you gotta pay one cost for 2,000.
Yeah. I mean, it's green. Also, with Kei, arguably speaking, you have to choose very specific spirits, right?
I mean, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. Like this one is I guess like it's kind of like using a concept of green, because like green, of course, are going to interact with getting you more cores early. So I guess that's just a way to use the cores. So we don't know. Again, we wouldn't really know if this is going to be the theme for green wave in general. But I guess like at least the theme for Alotol is that you gain your core and then you use it to do something, which in this case you boost your spirit by 2,000, which is still going to be nice. And in the end, she is still a 3 cost to reduction. She has true release, which brings her to 5,000. That is still kind of big. You see Gayatri Fox earlier. She needs 2 cores and she goes to 6,000. So now with 1 core, you have if you have 3 remaining cores, you can bring your Gayatri Fox to 6,000. You can bring your Alotol to 5,000. And then Alotol herself will be, if you have already finished the blocking with the Gayatri Fox, because Alotol doesn't specify where you need to pay the cost from, she can then block as a 7k spirit as well. Yeah. Scary stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it has to specify true release as well is a cringe.
Yeah. At least she has the decency of like having true release for herself. So like at the very least, like you have a target.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Not like a certain rare X-rare.
I know, right? Because like I read like, yeah, so the theme for standard usually like, yeah, you do have like a quote unquote like stronger effects, but like you can't target like the card that gives the buffs itself. Like this is actually like a nice middle ground compromise, I guess. Like the buff is good enough, but like you can use it on herself. Yeah, and of course, while Jinros receive her own magic, Alotol gets her own Nexus. Well, it's not exclusively to her because it's the Green Wave stage, but of course, like she is the one who is singing on top, so she has the stage right now. And damn, she's healthy. Anyway, at the start of your during your attack step, all of your attacking Green Wave Spirit gets be plus 1,000. The classic, but of course, like with standard, that is a very nice effect to have. And this one stacks even better. It's a 3 cost to reduction, by the way. So if you have 3, you can just pay 3 costs. Now every single one of your attacker is plus 3,000. Did you just lose your whole hand to doing that, and maybe you just risk like losing because you go white, and then now your opponent just I just have free access to your life. I wonder what I should do. Swing.
I mean, you're not really gonna be lacking hand when you have Diva on stage.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I guess like you can just go to your second main step, use the soul core from Alotol and just do Diva main stage and then get your second Alotol. Yay! And of course, to mitigate that a little bit as well, during your end step, realistically, it needs 3 cores. So like for the most time, I guess you could only have one of this Nexus at level 2. But of course, as the game goes, if the game actually like goes into the late game, depending on how good the core boost they would give to Green Wave, you might be able to level up multiple Nexuses as well. But the benefit then is you choose one of your Green Wave Spirit during your end step, and refresh that target. Yay! So you can actually go white, and then the fish are going to exhaust everything in the end. Yippee! Fish versus fish. And never seen battle so legendary between two opposing factions that are sleeping while the others are beating each other. Yay, what a hype match. But damn, speaking of a hype match, like now it's actually like the only cards that we have so far for standard this week. I guess like because we do have a break for release then in August. You kind of have to trip the Diva spoilers a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I need my fix. Yeah. But yeah, I just realized that comparably, you have Jinro's. You have 2 lines for her flavor text. You have 5 for Gayatri Fox. You have 5 for Green Wave Stage. And you have 4 for Alotol. Damn yappers. Damn. They say that Green is fast and they took it to the next level.
Yapping fast.
Yeah, yap fast. I kind of imagine like the imaginary situation is that they are given a tape and then like, yeah, so introduce yourself in this tape they will give everyone like 10 seconds. And then basically during the 10 seconds, these 2 lines is the only thing that the Jinros can fit in. And then with the power of wind and God and anime by their side, this is what they can fit in that 10 seconds recording for God's sake. They are fucking fuss. Professional yappers. All of them. Imagine if the stage is this elegant, and then actually Alotol is not singing. She's just doing stand-up comedy and she's just yapping for the 1 hour. But damn, her fans are going to go wild.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. So yeah, I guess, if you have any spirits that you fancy so far, if you want to see the Diva version, just let us know in the comments below. Unfortunately, Ayumu's favorite Queen Babiana Rose will not be present in this set.
My favorite is Trickster anyway.
In standard, I mean.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite so far is Sojuret. I mean, like, with Jinro's joining, I guess we do have some hope, but yeah, she's not. Yeah, unfortunately, the extra slot has been taken by. Yeah. God damn, it's a Lotto. What a fucking Nebo baby. Yeah, before I lose my patience against Zelotol again, as usual, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, do feel free to send it to us to therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify, you can comment on the episode as well. Oh yeah, Ayumu, do you think the gacha will continue, or do you think the weather will stabilize from now?
The what?
The weather.
The weather.
Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna continue.
No. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess that's it. That's it. Our stable life in Europe is done. It's just going to be gacha from now on.
Always has been.
Such. And I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. This has been a pretty short episode, but we hope that the faster yapping still accompany you guys as long as the 2 hours episode. So alternatively, what I can offer for now is, of course, other than listening to our older episodes, especially because last episode we are talking about our plans to build the decks in BS02. So you should check that out. But also, you can also try to just replay the whole episode in half-time speed. Maybe that will make it a little bit longer. Or that will be annoying. Who knows? Only one way to find out. Try it first. And hear the whole episode. Yippee. Yeah, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward. And we'll see you all in the next day. Bye bye. Yeah, kind of wanted to quote again. It's actually addicting.